This video will teach you the basic things you need to do to submit your NWABR essay to the contest. First, most of you need a title page. According to the contest, you need to have a separate page that has the following information. This information is available to copy and paste from the inside of the NWABR folder. You need the date, the student name, the title of the entry, teacher name, school address, and then you're going to put an X next to general entry unless you're an ELL student. That means 5 years of English or less. And then you're going to put an X next to one of these four contest themes. You're going to pick animal research helping humans if the animal research contributed mostly to things like medications to treat your condition. You're going to pick animal research helping animals if you're writing about your pet and a medical condition it has. You're going to use animal research helping biomedical technology if there's a significant technology that you've written about. This might be a device or a machine. It might be something like genetic engineering or some kind of cell part engineering that they've used. That would be a technology. There are separate awards for each of these categories, so you want to make sure that you're in an appropriate category for your topic. I don't think anyone did animal research in indigenous knowledge, so that one won't have an X next to it. Okay, you also need to improve the titles of your papers. The title should not just be the topic or disease name. Your paper should not be titled diabetes or Crohn's disease. Your title should suggest a central idea, which would involve something about animal research and or biomedical breakthroughs in your life, as well as the name of the condition. One way of doing this is by putting the name of the condition with a colon and then having a subtitle that tells something about the central idea that your paper discusses about that condition. So like hypertension, colon, the silent killer. Or you can just have a sentence. You can use a dash. You can use just a declarative sentence. Diabetes is not a death sentence, thanks to dogs. Or our furry friend saved my grandma's life. Yes, titles can be cheesy. They shouldn't be too cheesy, but it's better to border on cheesy than to be boring and not give any idea about the central idea of your paper. Okay, you need to reference your interview in your paper, include your interview citation in your bibliography. So for example, if you learned your mother had hypertension when she was in her mid-30s from the interview, you put an in-text citation in your paper, and then on your bibliography, you include the interview. The citation information from the contest people has the way to cite the interview. It looks like this. If you did an in-person interview, you write that personal interview. If you did a phone interview, you put phone interview. If you did email correspondence, you could put that instead. And the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, you need a personal reflection paragraph. This is after your conclusion. You have a regular conclusion for your paper, and then you skip a line or two and write the words personal reflection or reflective paragraph, underline it, put it in bold, make it stand out, and then you're going to write 1 or 2 paragraphs about what you learned doing this project, why you picked it, why it's important, what surprised you. So this is a really significant part of the paper. You can look at the contest grading criteria and see a little more about what they're looking for. Here's some sentence starters if you need some help. Your bibliographies may need some fixes to the formatting and spacing and font size. So I've put a separate video in the folder on this. It's only a few minutes long. It shows you how to do this in Word if you don't know. But you basically need to do things like change the additional spacing between number 1 and number 2. You need to make sure all the numbers are lined up in the margin and that all of the beginnings of the citations are lined up. Mayo Clinic's not. It's smashed next to the number. You need to make sure that the font size is the same throughout and that the actual font is the same. If you've copied and pasted things from the internet, you may have imported alien fonts. And so you want to take your bibliography that looks like this and make it look more like this. Again, I've put a video on how to do that. It's just a couple minutes, 3 minutes long, in the folder here. Okay, the last thing you need is to name your document according to the document naming conventions. So you're going to name your document this: your last name, underscore, your first name, underscore, essay, underscore. You're going to pick the category, the theme, your teacher last name, and your school. For your student first name, you can use the name you want to be called on your award certificate. It doesn't have to be your official name. The underscore is created by holding down the shift key and pushing the line key that's next to the 0 at the top of the keyboard. So shift line, that's underscore. You're all entering as an essay. The category, you would write the word general there, unless you're an ELL student, in which case instead of category you'd write ELL. Instead of the word theme, you're going to write the initials of your theme, either ARHH if you're doing animal research helping humans, or ARHA if you're doing animal research helping animals, or ARHBT if you're doing animal research helping biomedical technology. You're either going to pick Arvidsson or Lau for the last name. So here's an example of what what Carly Sanchez's essay would look like if she were in my class. She was not an ELL student, and she is entering the animal research helping humans category. Once you've got that done, you need to submit your essay to the Schoology Dropbox, which is on the Schoology calendar on March 7th. You need to do this by March 7th. Submitting it to the Dropbox lets me know that you're authorizing me to submit it to the contest. I hope you win. They're great essays.